Hi everybody, it's Amalia, and I'm here today to show you how to kill a paper pad. Today's victim is a 6x6 pad from Echo Park called Summer Fun by Alicia Whitcomb. I got this from Hobby Lobby on clearance a few years ago. And even though it's the first day of fall, I'm still in a summer fun kind of mood. The very first step to killing a paper pad is tearing it apart. That's right, tear out every single sheet. Stop keeping them precious and pristine. Killing a paper pad means using it all up, so dive in. Once I start a 6x6 paper pad, it takes me usually about a week to finish it off. As you're tearing out each sheet, look at each one. This is a pad of 24 double-sided pages. The colors are bright and friendly, and the designs have flamingos, monstera leaves, watermelons, and it has definitely got a summer vibe like the name suggests. The next step is cutting off the hang tabs. We're basically getting the paper ready for use on our cards. What I do next is I look for colored cardstock that matches the paper pad. I have lots of colors in my stash, so I want to use it and pick out a few colors that will go with the colors in the pad. Obviously you want to pick out some neutrals like a black or a brown, and I pick out some other colors. Look at this bright fuchsia kind of pink that goes with some of the paper pad, and of course some of the other colors that match as well. After that, I go through my dies and cut out some shapes using my colored cardstock. I love that monstera leaf die. Don't forget to pick out some ribbon, pick out the right color inks. I also pre-stamp and die cut some sentiments, as well as stamp out some images to use. Now that I've got my die cuts, my stamped images, my sentiments, let's get started and make some cards. Once you've got all your parts and pieces ready, you want to pick out a card map, or they're also called card sketches. I'm using Operation Write Home sketch number 26, and what I like about them is that they generally have all the dimensions of the card pieces right on the maps. I always cut my mats first because they are the background that your design paper sits on top of, so I want to make sure I cut those right. I'm not going to give you the dimensions for the pieces that I'm cutting because I use card maps and card sketches as a suggestion. I don't follow them 100%. I usually follow them about 90%, sometimes 75%, and I just make little tweaks here and there to suit my fancy as I'm creating my cards. But that's how I use card sketches in general. Next card element, I decided to use a piece of unmatted yellow cardstock, but you could use ribbon, you could use your imagination. You could die cut a piece of cardstock to use as the center. You could use lace. I went with the simple version this time. Right now I'm going to take this panel and I'm going to adhere it to a card base, and in the next scene you'll see the finished card, and then I'll show you how I completed the image and assembled a second card. And here's the final card. I used an image from Riley & Company called Marty and Mary. Of course, I had created a mat for my focal point image, but before I put it on the mat, I want to color it in. I created a stencil just using some black cardstock and some oval dies, and I'm using Stampin' Up's So Saffron as well as Pool Party inks to color in the images. Make sure to use some washi tape to hold everything down. I'm using a blending brush and the So Saffron ink. I tap off a little bit on the side of the image on the paper and then start blending the ink right on top. I reposition my stencil to use the smaller oval and to color that in with some Pool Party ink. I love this Marty and Mary image from Riley & Company. It has a very 50s vintage kind of feel to it, and that's why I chose this coloring style. I think it really lends to that image, and the papers sort of have a tiki bar kind of feel to it, especially when paired with this vintage 50s image. Sometimes when you're stamping and inking, you may get a smudge or some sort of marking that you don't want to be there. You want a clean image. So I'm using this Tombow Mono sand eraser, which is a gift from the crafting gods. It works perfectly to clean up all those little smudges. I had a scrap of So Saffron cardstock for the second element on the card, and it wasn't wide enough, so I decided to grab some So Saffron polka dotted ribbon from Stampin' Up! To widen it and to add a little something extra to that element. I'm using regular Scotch tape to hold the ribbon down on the back side of the panel. I'm going to hold down each ribbon the same way. I'm trimming the extra ribbon so as not to have any extra bulk on the underside of the card. I'm also using my ATG to add extra tape over the ribbon parts and make sure it sticks down well onto the base. I hope you're enjoying this video so far, and if so, please consider giving me a thumbs up on this video. Also, leave a comment below because I love hearing from you guys. Now I'm going through my die cuts, and I basically pick out the same 2 Monstera leaves that I decided to use in the previous card. This is going to be a series of videos. I'm going to be going through this entire paper pad, showing you how I go about making all of the cards as I kill this paper pad. If you like that idea, please leave a comment below. I'm adding some double-sided foam tape to the back of the focal image. This is from scrapbook.com, and I'll leave a link below in the description to this and a few of the other items that I've used in this video, like the images from Riley & Company for sure. Now the card design needed something else, and I didn't have any more enamel dots in a color that would suit this, so I found some of my liquid pearls, and it's not a bright yellow like the So Saffron there, but I think it really works. Here's the finished card and the two cards together. A little bit different, but basically the same. And I hope you enjoyed this video so far, and join me in this series as I kill this paper pad a couple of cards at a time. Thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Bye!